Welcome to the second installment in the Force Power Description series. This time, we're covering Force Valor. Arguably the most fundamental usage of a Jedi's power, Force Valor teaches its practitioners how to channel their inherent power into a current that amplifies their performance in the aspect of physical combat. The first application of this enhancing ability is known as Force Speed, and as its name suggests, allows the practitioner to increase the rates of which they can maneuver around the battlefield, and increase the speed of their reflexes by allowing the currents of the Force to flow through their bodies. To some beings, the extent of which this can be taken to results in the practitioner moving as a blur from the field of view of others, or even to the point where they appear to have teleported altogether. Such an enhancement in speed is a pivotal part of training for Jedi and Sith who specialize in the field of combat. The Shicho, Ataru, and Juyo lightsaber styles, all placing an almost sole focus on the use of speed for overwhelming opposition. However, the ability to increase the reaction time didn't just plateau out at the increasing of physical reflexes. As the Battle Master of the New Jedi Order Kyle Katarn would say, you can use the Force to speed up both, physically and mentally, allowing you more time to make decisions. Two rather noteworthy examples of this enhanced perception of time are detailed within the novels Deceived and Path of Destruction. The former describing Darth Malgus as perceiving a dozen blaster bolts as if they were moving within slow motion, and the latter example describing the man known as Dessel, later known as Darth Bane, to shoot and subsequently kill 8 out of 9 Republic soldiers within the space of 3 seconds. This enhanced perception also led to a rare sight-altering ability known simply as Force Blind, a burst of Force energy intended to overwhelm the victim's optic nerves, temporarily ridding them of their sight, as detailed within the Book of the Sith. The Force Jump was straightforward, and perhaps only a minor differential to the enhanced agility attributed to Ataru. This ability simply allowed the user to leap incredible distances, whether for the sake of clearing large gaps, or for ascending to higher ground. As you might expect, the boosting of one's strength is not unheard of either, but is interestingly less commonly seen. This boost in physical power is more often than not associated with practitioners of the Gemso variation of the fifth form of lightsaber combat, a style that banks itself heavily on the usage of brute strength. Oddly enough, Anakin Skywalker noted his surprise in the common neglect of Force-enhanced strength by non-Gemso practitioners. One such application of enhanced strength is referred to in the Book of the Sith as the inertia, which was intended to amplify the momentum of a full-body tackle. A rather obscure variation was referred to as Force immobility, which could ensure the practitioner's ability to remain perched on otherwise non-scalable surfaces. Baseline durability can also be raised, increasing one's chances of overall survivability. The aforementioned novel, Path of Destruction, notes how Darth Bane was capable of surviving falls of great heights without resulting injury, within weeks of being trained. All the previously mentioned applications of Force Valor have the potential to have their effects boosted in combat through the use of one's darker emotions. This is most commonly referred to as Force Rage. By allowing their more passionate emotions, such as anger, hatred, and the likes to engulf them, a practitioner of Force Valor gains a temporary boost to their output, similar to how a normal person might feel stronger when caught up on adrenaline when provoked. This emotional fueling of physical prowess is an essential part of the seventh form of lightsaber combat, Juyo, a style that relies on the use of channeled emotions to be effective. When swept up by the fury of Force Rage, a Force user may occasionally sport a yellow hue within their eyes, and even easier this ability can lure a Jedi to the dark side if not kept in check. For obvious reasons, use of Force Rage is discouraged amongst the Guardians of Peace and Justice, and those who choose to use it must possess a fierce level of mental discipline. A less than conventional use that could be of aid in unforgiving or toxifying environments is known as Control Breath. A simple application, Control Breath allows a user to hold their breath for extended periods of time, sometimes potentially even hours. A good example of this power's usage was demonstrated by Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi upon when the Trade Federation attempted to kill their Jedi guests by submerging them in Dioxis. Protection from the elements and harsh weather is also possible. Darth Plagueis used his power to aid in his ability to withstand the intense cold of Maigito's snowstorms. The ability to restore one's energy and invigorate a Force wielder's mind was a more passive use of the ability to preserve one's physical proficiencies. By sinking into a deep meditation, a Jedi or Sith can allow the currents of the Force to pass through their bodies whilst revitalizing their energy. The Starkiller clone is noted for using this ability to sustain himself for 13 days straight whilst in isolation. This ability to sustain life can also be used to survive otherwise fatal injuries, through intense channeling of one's aggression. This essentially implies that the respective individual is willing their body to continue living. Notable examples of this power's usage being Darth Maul and Darth Vader's survival of being cut in half and burned almost to the point of death, respectively. So, to conclude, the physical empowerment that one might achieve through the aid of Force Valor is a universally beneficial use of the Force that is a boon in the heat of battle, and the more obscure uses of such a physically enhancing trait provide a great deal of overall survivability. Of course, the degree of success with this power's use depends on how far one is committed to harnessing its power, and like all Force abilities, can have a different effect on those with a different power level to their peers. Some Force users within the mythos who are notable for their incredible physical power include the false Emperor Darth Malgus, the Chosen One of the Force Anakin Skywalker, the fallen Jedi turned Sith Lord Darth Caedus, the one-time Master of the Order Mace Windu, and the Sith Assassin Darth Maul. Well, thank you for joining me in this second installment of Force Powers Explained. Feel free to leave any thoughts, comments and questions you may have down below, and join me next time when I'll be covering Force-based telepathy. Goodbye, and may the Force be with you.